An AEW and Ring of Honor wrestler's contract reportedly is up next month, with no news of a new contract being close to being signed. The NWA announces a new television deal that will see them go head-to-head with WWE NXT. Shotsi has been threatened with legal action by Matt Cardona for her use of Indie God and Deathmatch King. Speaking of Shotsi, she says she'd be open to signing full-time with AEW. Gunther, he's the brand new World Heavyweight Champion. We've got an update on WWE's creative direction after he won the bouts Monday night on Raw. Speaking of Raw, we have the viewership information for the Money in the Bank Go Home episode last week in terms of viewers on Netflix. More details on the amount of dates left for John Cena's WWE retirement tour. An injury update on AEW star Eddie Kingston. Details of the change is now official to Wrestlemania 42 in Las Vegas. Lance Storm voices concern about Ron Killing's character change on WWE television. And several matches and segments are confirmed for Thursday's episode of TNA Impact. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Before we begin, you can see right there, we're currently at 22,345 subscribers. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Join the ever-expanding WNU, that being the Wrestling News universe. In addition, you can become a member of the WN365 roster. Links in the video description below. You can click the join button or scan the QR code when it appears on the sidebar. Get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members-only content. Right, let's begin with a departure, an impending departure from AEW / Ring of Honor, and a very evil, very nice departure of Danhausen. Now, if you recall, Danhausen made his triumphant return to Ring of Honor at Final Battle at the end of last year, only to not be seen again, and now, according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, his contract is coming up. Danhausen made a late return on the Ring of Honor Final Battle pay-per-view, which was put together in the days prior to the event. At the time, Fightful were told that Danhausen would likely be figured into creative plans once again. However, he hasn't appeared since. Fightful are reporting they have been told that Danhausen's contract is up in July unless injury time is added to the deal. Considering there haven't been any creative plans for him in the months, that would be surprising, but the suggestion is that could be the case. Now, those that Fightful have spoken to said that Danhausen was welcomed backstage at Final Battle, and they were under the impression that he was back in the fold, as was he. However, when Danhausen reached out a number of times following the event, he was told they didn't plan on bringing him to television that particular week. Fightful say they've not heard of any plans for Danhausen on television. So what are your thoughts when it comes to Danhausen? Do you expect him to leave AEW, leave Ring of Honor? Where would he go after? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Now, some big news here for Billy Corgan's National Wrestling Alliance. Over the last decade, the National Wrestling Alliance and its owner, Smashing Pumpkins lead singer Billy Corgan, has been searching for an elusive TV contract. For a moment, it seemed NWA might be able to land one with the CW in 2023, only for WWE NXT to secure a deal with the network instead. But it appears the long search may be over, with NWA now finding home with a well-known streaming platform. In a press release unveiled Tuesday morning, it was revealed NWA would be streaming on the Roku's channels, Roku Sports Channel. Full episodes of the NWA will air in the United States, Mexico, and Canada, with the latter two countries airing NWA on the Roku channel starting on Tuesday, July 29. The show will air every Tuesday after that at 8 p.m., coincidentally putting NWA right against WWE NXT. No terms regarding the deal were disclosed. Quote, "We're thrilled to call the Roku channel the streaming home of the National Wrestling Alliance, and as Billy and his team continue to excite audiences, we look forward to tapping into the scale of our platform to bring this historic and storied promotion to millions of viewers," Roku Media's head of sports Joe Franzetta said in a statement. Unsurprisingly, Corgan had a few things to say, most of which conveyed his excitement about this long-awaited deal. Quotes, "When I purchased the National Wrestling Alliance in 2017, it was understood we were inheriting the history and legacy of the most storied brand in all combat sports. So to announce today we have partnered with the #1 TV streaming platform in North America is indeed a moment to be proud of," Corgan said. "I look forward to sharing new episodes of NWA Power with the incredible audience that Roku brings." Now, Matt Cardona is threatening Shotzi, a former WWE superstar, with legal action for some of the phrases she's been using on the indie scene. Cardona has taken issue with Shotzi Blackheart's return to the independent scene, as she has frequently referred to herself as the new indie god. In an effort to stop Blackheart from using the name, Cardona took to social media to remind the ballsy badass that he has indie god and deathmatch king trademarked. Cardona even threatened to send Mike Dawkins, the gimmick attorney, after Blackheart. He said, quote, "Shotzi has 24 hours to publicly apologize to me and take down all posts referring to herself as indie god and deathmatch king. The United States of America recognizes me as both. I don't want to send gimmick attorney after you, but I will." Blackheart responded with little to no care, saying, quote, "All hail the new indie god deathmatch king Shotzi effing Blackheart." Now, Blackheart recently made headlines when it comes to who she'd be interested in signing with next, because it looks like she'd be open to becoming all elite. Of course, WWE opted not to renew Shotzi Blackheart's contract, and fast forward to the present day, Blackheart has made her return on the independent wrestling scene. She's competed in several matches thus far and has a handful of dates lined up. Blackheart sat down with Errol Hawani to discuss her exit from the company and the post-WWE road. When it comes to her deal not being renewed, Blackheart feels she'll never know why. She stated that the company may feel she's not money, and she's fine with that. Quote, "No," when asked if she was told why WWE was not renewing the contract, and unfortunately, that's just how it is. I probably will never know why they released me, but WWE doesn't owe me anything. That's showbiz, right? They just didn't think that I was money, and that's okay. I can take that. Now, elsewhere in the chat, Blackheart was asked if she'd like to land in either AEW or TNA full-time. She chose AEW and cited the freedom talents have and the way the company, President Tony Khan, cares for talent as reasons she'd choose to land there. Quote, "Well, yeah, I'm looking to land in a pro wrestling promotion full-time. I love TNA, I love AEW. AEW is my preference. I mean, for so many reasons. I love their freedom. I have a lot of friends there who are doing really, really awesome things. I've heard many stories of how Tony treats talents. So yeah, I do love that he really cares for talent. That is super important to me. And hot girls get to make out with each other, so that's like cool too." Now, further speaking about that, Blackheart named Ring of Honor Women's World Champion Athena as the dream match for her. Athena and Shotzi held the NXT Women's Tag Team titles together in WWE. Blackheart expressed her opinion that Athena is the best women's wrestler in the world. She went on to state that she would not want AEW to hire her just because she's fresh out of WWE. She wants to do great on the indies, and then if AEW takes notice, she's game. She said, quote, "First thing that comes to mind, Athena. I think she's so awesome. I honestly think she's the best women's wrestler in the world. I'm such a huge fan of her, not even because we tagged together and I had so much fun with her as a tag team, but I just think she's amazing. And I've never gotten to wrestle her before, so I would love that. But also, Mercedes Moné, Toni Storm, absolutely. Just to hear the promos that she would cut on me, she is killing it. But I wouldn't want to go to AEW just because I was signed to WWE and I expect them to sign me. I want to earn my spot. That's why I just want to kill it on the indies. And if they really love what I'm doing for the rest of the year, I'm game." All right, let's talk about the brand new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther. Now, of course, the ring general Gunther shocked the wrestling world on June 9th on the episode of Monday Night Raw when he avenged his loss at WrestleMania 41 to Jey Uso by dethroning the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It was a result that left a lot of people wondering what is next for the new champion. And on the most recent edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer believes that WWE are going to try and get people behind Gunther rather than try to boo him. Quote, "I think Gunther's going to end up being a babyface out of this based on the way they did the finish. He won clean, and obviously Seth is the guy on the brand. Seth is the guy, whether he's got the belt or not. He's the guy on the brand, and he's got the briefcase. I think Gunther's going to be a babyface." Meltzer's co-host Brian Alvarez pointed out that WWE currently has a full set of heel champions, as well as a heel holding the Money in the Bank briefcase, hence why Meltzer believes that of the top two champions, Gunther will be the one to turn. As for the first man to step up to Gunther in his second reign as World Heavyweight Champion, Jey Uso will certainly want a chance to regain his title at some point, but he might have to wait depending on who wins the 2025 King of the Ring tournament. Sami Zayn advanced to the semi-finals on June 9th as one of the two Raw representatives, with the other being determined next week. And if either Zayn or the currently unknown WWE superstar wins the tournament, they will challenge Gunther for the title at SummerSlam. Speaking of Raw, we have the viewership information for last week's Money in the Bank Go Home episode of the show. It has not been the best time for WWE Raw viewership on Netflix following a hot post-WrestleMania edition of the show back in April. No sooner did things return to normal did Raw start trickling down to its pre-WrestleMania numbers and then continue to drop, with the May 26th episode drawing the lowest number of global views and hours viewed over the course of a week since the Red brand joined Netflix. Throughout all, the numbers Netflix has released regarding Raw's viewership have continued to be questioned by the likes likes of Dave Meltzer and others, who have raised eyebrows once again regarding the May 26 data. Whether he'll do the same for June 2nd remains to be seen, as the numbers were slightly better, while still making it clear that Raw remains in a bit of a post-WrestleMania funk. WrestleNomics reports that Raw drew 2.7 million global views over the course of the week, up from the previous week though, still tied for the second lowest number of global views with May 12th and May 19th episodes. The story was familiar for hours viewed, which was up to 5 million after dropping to a record low of 4.8 million on May 26th, though it was tied with the second lowest amount of hours viewed with May 19th. Meanwhile, Raw underwent a mixed bag with the global and domestic Netflix top 10 rankings. Despite the lower numbers for May 26th, the show managed to rise globally from 9th to 6th place. That didn't hold for June 2nd, with the show dropping back to 8th place. Meanwhile, things remained steady domestically, with Raw placing 4th for the second consecutive week. Now, John Cena, he was on this week's episode of Raw. We have an update on his remaining dates with WWE. This past Monday on Raw, John Cena reminded everybody that he's halfway through his farewell tour, revealing that he's only scheduled for 18 dates going forward. Since the beginning of the year, Cena has been averaging close to a match per month, but according to Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer radio show, most of the 17-time world champion's remaining dates will not include in-ring appearances. Quote, those 18 are not matches. Most of them are going to be TVs where he's not wrestling. So, there could be others. He's probably going to be a babyface at the end, so there might be a big heel that he works with on the last show. You've got to figure he's going to be a babyface at the end, end quote. Now, Cena's next scheduled match is set to take place at Night of Champions, where he will defend the undisputed WWE Championship against his longtime rival CM Punk. He's also currently set to appear on this Friday's episode of SmackDown in Lexington, Kentucky, as well as the following SmackDown in San Antonio, Texas. Outside of his upcoming match with Punk, it's expected that Cena could face the winner of the King of the Ring tournament at SummerSlam, but no other in-ring dates have been confirmed for the 48-year-old at the time of recording this video. Now we have an injury update on AEW star Eddie Kingston. AEW star Eddie Kingston has provided an update on his recovery from a serious leg injury suffered over a year ago. Last year's New Japan Strong Resurgence on May 11, 2024 was the last time fans got to see the former AEW Continental Champion compete inside the ring, with the Mad King suffering a torn ACL and meniscus as well as a broken tibia during a match with Gabe Kidd. With Kingston's absence crossing the 1-year mark, he took to Instagram to provide an update on his rehabilitation. Sharing a video of himself performing some leg extensions whilst visibly in a great deal of pain, Kingston was open about the unpleasantness of rehab in his caption on the post, writing, quote, I tried to find some motivational quotes, but let's be real, shit sucked and I hate doing it, but it has to be done. While reports from late 2024 had suggested that June 2025 could be the return window for Kingston, the former Ring of Honor World Champion stated, I'm not there when discussing his recovery prior to last month's AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Of course, if we get any more details on his recovery, we'll let you know in a future video. Now, it was announced by Triple H last week, but it's now been confirmed in a press release. WrestleMania is returning to Las Vegas. With it previously being confirmed that the 2026 WrestleMania event would no longer be taking place in New Orleans, Louisiana, WWE officially announced the event's return to Las Vegas during the June 7 Money in the Bank Premium Live event. Triple H has now shared a video hyping up next year's event, touting the success of WrestleMania 41, which emanated from Las Vegas's Allegiant Stadium. WWE also shared an official statement re-announcing WrestleMania 42, which will return to Allegiant Stadium on April 18th and 19th. The full statement reads, quote, WWE, part of TKO Group Holdings, in partnership with the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, today announced that Las Vegas will host WrestleMania 42 at Allegiant Stadium on Saturday, April 18th and Sunday, April 19th, 2026, doubling down on the sports and entertainment capital of the world. The announcement comes on the heels of a historic WrestleMania 41 this past April in Las Vegas, which became the most successful and highest grossing event in WWE history, drawing 124,693 fans over 2 nights at Allegiant Stadium. WrestleMania 42 will mark the third time Las Vegas has hosted WWE's biggest event of the year, 2026, 2025, and 1993. During Monday Night Raw, the announcement was celebrated with a video package featuring WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque atop the 195-foot tall Allegiant Stadium. It said, quote, Las Vegas helped to deliver the biggest WrestleMania of all time, shattering records and delivering an amazing week for fans around the world, said Nick Khan, WWE President. We look forward to once again working with the talented and effective teams at the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority and Allegiant Stadium to bring WrestleMania back to the sports and entertainment capital of the world. Quote, "We are honored that WWE has once again selected Las Vegas to host the biggest event on their calendar," said Steve Hill, president and CEO of the LVCVA. "Bringing WrestleMania 42 to Las Vegas underscores our city's reputation for elevating world-class events to new heights. We are excited to build on last year's success and deliver an even more incredible experience for the WWE Universe in 2026. In addition to 2 nights of WrestleMania, WWE will bring Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, Stand and Deliver, and WWE to a multi-day interactive fan-hosted experience hosted in partnership with Fanatic Events to Las Vegas, as well as a variety of other fun and community events designed to give back to the local region." Now, an update here when it comes to R-Truth, now known, of course, as Ron Killings, his real name on WWE television, and a former WWE star has voiced concern about Ron Killings' potential character change following the former R-Truth's return. With R-Truth announcing his WWE departure on June 1st, it didn't take long for the company to bring him back, with the star attacking John Cena at Money in the Bank. Between this return and his appearance on Raw, during which he reintroduced himself as Ron Killings, it appears that the popular star has adopted a more serious persona. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Live, Lance Storm called this character change a gamble, noting that Killings was succeeding at being a comedy character. Sharing his honest thoughts on Ron Killings' new persona, Storm said, quote, "That's my concern. They really loved him. He was the most fun, entertaining comedy segment on the show for a decade. They liked him. They enjoyed it. And you could tell that the audience, whenever he really pushed the 'I'm angry, put some respect on my name, I'm serious,' that crowd was a little taken aback. I think it's a gamble because not only is it not what was over, but it also is much more physically demanding of a guy that, while still looking really young, isn't. I hope it works out for him." And finally, more matches and segments have been confirmed for TNA Impact tomorrow night, of course airing on Access TV as well as TNA Plus around the world and the YouTube channel. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy are back in tag team action on the June 12th episode of TNA Impact. TNA Wrestling announced on X that Matt and Jeff Hardy would take on the duo known as First Class, consisting of AJ Francis and Casey Navarro. This will be the first standard tag team match for Matt and Jeff Hardy since they lost the TNA World Tag Team Championship to the Nemeths at TNA Rebellion. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. As you can see right there, we're currently at 22,345 subscribers. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Join the ever-expanding WNU. Scan that QR code right there on the sidebar. You can become a member of the WN365 roster. You get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members-only content. And I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.